I'm 32, and I made a mistake. One so thoughtless, so impulsive, it shattered everything I believed was secure in my life. Just moments before, I had been laughing, surrounded by people I cared about, wrapped in the warmth of routine and affection. Then, suddenly, I found myself alone in a quiet house, staring blankly at my phone, waiting for a message that never came. Any message from Ryan? The message. I never truly imagined he'd leave. I thought he might be hurt, distant for a bit, maybe give me a cold shoulder. But I believed he'd come back around. That's what we always did. Circle back, talk, heal. I didn't see the end coming. But he did leave. And now all that remains is the silence he left behind and a regret that won't let go. And it all started from one stupid moment. One careless, impulsive comment that I tossed out like a joke, thinking nothing of it. We were at dinner with friends, wine flowing, everyone laughing and teasing. Someone asked a silly hypothetical. If you had to choose between your partner and someone else, who would it be? Without a second thought, trying to be clever, trying to be the funny one, I smiled and said I'd choose my coworker over Ryan. I meant it to be light-hearted, a throwaway line for a laugh. The table laughed. I laughed. I even winked, trying to sell it like a joke. But it wasn't funny, not to him. Ryan didn't laugh. He didn't even try to fake a smile. He just sat there, looking at me with this quiet, hollow expression I didn't understand at the time. I should have seen it. I should have known. Instead, I brushed it off, gave him a quick kiss on the cheek, and told him not to take it so seriously. Later, when we were home, the weight of it landed. He turned to me, his voice calm but strained. Did you mean what you said tonight? I was caught off guard. What do you mean? That thing at dinner, he said. Was it a joke, or do you actually believe you'd be happier with someone else? I didn't know what to say, because in that moment, I realized how much damage one careless sentence could do. I should have apologized. I could have tried to explain, but instead I put up walls. Maybe it was my ego, maybe just fear. I folded my arms, rolled my eyes, and accused him of overreacting. He laughed, not the kind of laugh you share when something's funny, but the kind that echoes with emptiness. I've spent years trying to be what you needed, he said. And now, the one time I see you come alive, it's not because of me. I brushed it off. Don't be so dramatic, I replied. But he wasn't being dramatic, he was done. His voice stayed level. His hands were steady. He looked at me and said, if you really think there's someone better, then what's the point of all this? Something shifted in that moment. It felt like the ground gave way beneath me. This wasn't just an argument. It wasn't something we'd ride out like all the others. This was different. He was slipping away. Ryan, wait, I called, but he was already heading upstairs. When I followed, I saw him putting his things into a bag. I stood in the doorway, arms still crossed, pretending I had some control left. You're really leaving because of this? I asked. Without looking at me, he said, it's not just this. It's everything. That's when panic set in, full force. I pleaded with him, asked him to stay, to talk, to believe I didn't mean what I'd said. But he didn't even flinch. He finished packing, took his keys, and walked out the door. I thought he'd be back after some time to cool off. But days passed. He never did. Time passed in silence, until the email arrived. It was from the real estate agent, following up on an apartment I'd asked about. That's when it hit me. He wasn't taking space to cool down. He was moving on. I tried calling him. It went straight to voicemail. I didn't send a text. Eventually, I recorded a voice note, my voice unsteady as I admitted I hadn't meant what I said. I told him he was the only one I wanted, that I regretted everything. His response came back short and cutting. Thanks for confirming what I've suspected for a while. You only keep people around for what they can offer. I guess I was just another one of them. That's when the truth struck me the hardest, because he wasn't wrong. I called again. This time he picked up, but his tone was distant, like a stranger's. What do you want, Caroline? I fumbled through my apology, trying desperately to patch something already shattered. I need time, he said. Don't reach out again unless I contact you. And just like that, the line between us went silent. I haven't heard his voice since. Now I sit here, staring at my screen, checking my phone over and over, even though I know the message I'm hoping for won't come. I thought I had control. I thought I could say or do anything and he'd still be there. But he left. And the worst part, the coworker I joked about, he was never actually interested. That fleeting sense of power and attention? It meant nothing. Now, all I'm left with is the fallout, and no one to blame but myself.